Hello, TMI. Father Scott here, hoping you are safe and healthy and that those you love are safe and healthy as well. Today marks the end of the first full week of remote instruction, and I pray that you're finding a rhythm to the start of this school year. With 1 week under our belt, I want to update you on our path to return to on-campus instruction, and I want to share with you some news about TMI athletics and other activities on campus. Earlier this week, the San Antonio Metropolitan Health Department moved the school risk level indicator to the yellow zone. Yellow is a moderate risk level and means that a limited number of students can safely return to campuses. These numbers are indicators and they're trending in the right direction, and that's really great news. So after consultation with our own medical advisory team, we at TMI believe that returning to a hybrid schedule on September 21st, even if the city is in a yellow zone, is a reasonable risk for TMI. Being an independent Episcopal school, TMI has flexibility when it comes to following city or county guidelines. However, we should and we do pay attention to those recommendations. We respect the wisdom of the doctors and the health officials who have created them. And then we continue to discuss those recommendations and those risks with our own medical consultants. And then we ultimately get to choose what is best for TMI. So while some schools in our area originally announced that they would be returning to campus before us on September 8th, be aware that many of those schools have already moved that date to later in September. Those schools that are starting on September 8th are starting with small groups or a hybrid schedule. Ironically, while our September 21st date may have felt like the most conservative approach in the area, the biblical principle of the last shall be first may come to fruition, as we are now on pace to return to on-campus instruction and stay on campus before many local schools. So here's our path. Teachers will begin coming back to campus the week of September 8th to conduct their virtual classes from their classrooms here on campus. This will allow an opportunity for us to properly train and to prepare our faculty on the new procedures of being on campus while practicing our safety measures. Then we'll start to bring small groups of students onto campus starting the week of September 14th so that we can orient them to the new norms involved in on-campus instruction. Then, on September 21st, we'll start instruction following the published hybrid schedule. You can find the hybrid schedule in this email, and the hybrid schedule, as I remind you, is that grades 6 through 9 will be on campus on Monday and Tuesday, and grades 10th through 12th will be on campus Thursday and Friday. We understand that some of you have children in both groups, and we wanted to say to you parents that we're thinking of you, and we'll be reaching out to you next week to see how we can support you. So, because there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of information to absorb, I'm also committing to weekly updates for the foreseeable future. So included in next week's September 4th update, I'll give you more details about the small group of students that we'll have on campus starting September 14th. So be patient and watch for weekly updates. But let me recap what I've said so far. The week of September 8th, teachers return to their classroom to conduct remote instruction. The week of September 14th, small groups of students returning to campus with more details next week. The week of September 21st, the hybrid schedule begins with grades 6th through 9th on campus Monday and Tuesday, and grades 10th through 12th on campus Thursday and Friday. I recognize that for some parents, returning to campus on September 21st with the hybrid schedule is long overdue. And for other parents, it's simply too soon. That's why you, as a parent, will have choice. As we prepare to return on September 21st in a hybrid instructional model, we will assume that all students will be attending in-person classes unless you, parents, take the necessary steps to select remote instruction for your child through the Office of Admissions. So we are asking families to make a commitment to either in-person or remote instruction, one or the other, until the end of the first quarter. That means you'll be making a choice for September 21st through October the 9th, 3 weeks. Making a decision in 3-week intervals helps our faculty plan and prepare their classes. Although we are asking for that 3-week commitment, we understand that circumstances change. So switching from remote to in-person can be made at any time with the approval of the Director of Enrollment Management, Aaron Hawkins. If you know that you would like for your student to continue remote instruction when we enter into our hybrid instructional phase, all you have to do is fill out the form that is available on the email with this video. Again, to be clear, we are assuming that you'll be on campus on your assigned days for the hybrid model beginning September 21st. But if you wish to continue with remote instruction, we support that choice. You simply need to let us know using the attached form. The Office of Admissions looks forward to assisting you in making the right choice for your student. Nothing is set in stone. In case you're wondering, how long will we be hybrid? When will we return to on-campus instruction 5 days a week? Let me clarify. The closer we get to September 21st, the more we'll know. Once we start our hybrid model, we will have data from public schools and other independent schools, and likely updates from city and county health organizations. So we will again pay attention to Metro Health, discuss with our own medical consultants, and do what's best for TMI. As soon as we believe that it is reasonably safe to return to a 5-day-a-week on-campus instruction, we will do so. I just can't tell you at this time when will that be. But since I'm committed to weekly updates, I'll be addressing this looming question consistently and updating you along the way. TMI has committed to a crawl, walk, run model of returning to campus. The path I laid out for us is consistent with that model. Teachers have already begun returning. More teachers are starting to return. Small groups of students have been on campus for college counseling events and core commissioning events, and more small groups of students will be coming onto campus, and slowly but surely, we will work our way safely to a full return to campus. I am super proud to be working with our COVID response teams, including our academic response team, our incident command team, and our consulting officials and medical professionals to make sure that our plan is reasonable, safe, and best for the TMI community. Also attached to this email is information regarding our safe return to campus. This document includes information on health and safety protocols, enhanced cleaning and sanitation, athletic and extracurricular activities, as well as wellness and student support. In short, that document is our high-level plan for safely following the path back to campus. Speaking of athletics, let me turn it over to Athletic Director Brandon Palomo for an athletic update.
Hello, TMI families. Coach Palomo here to give you an update on some of the decisions which have been made concerning fall upper school athletics. As I'm sure you're aware, the conversations surrounding athletics and the way they interact with COVID-19 have been highly publicized. Even at the highest levels of sport, increased exposure, adequate mitigation practices, and the unknown, possibly long-term effects of infection continue to be issues without clear answers. Over the last few months, we have been in constant dialogue with state sports governing bodies, medical professionals, TMI administration, and our own medical consultants in an attempt to find a pathway which gives us confidence that we can lower the risks to our children and our community. As we move into our hybrid model for on-campus instruction, these are the decisions we have made regarding TMI fall athletics. There will be no fall contact sports. This includes football and cheerleading. I know this is disappointing to many of you, and trust me, it's disappointing for all of us at TMI as well. At this point, given the San Antonio Metro Health guidelines and our medical professional recommendations, these activities simply pose too much of a risk to our athletes, coaches, and families. Allowing our athletes to participate in full contact activities, including tackling with both each other and students from other schools in other cities, is simply too much to risk at this time. This means all interscholastic contests for football will be canceled. Once we are able to return on campus, and if there are still interest and time left in the season, we will assess the possibility for potential practice sessions to begin for those sports. Volleyball and cross country will begin practices on September 8th in preparation for their respective seasons. All of the workouts will be under strict guidelines and closely monitored for adherence to TMI protocols. Why volleyball and cross country and not football and cheer? After much consultation and discussion, we feel we can reasonably mitigate the risk of exposure in these sports and give these athletes a chance to compete. Throughout this process, please know that we have had your children and their health at the front end of our conversations and hope to be able to keep the risk of exposure low as we try and offer some small sliver of athletic normalcy. For specific team information on practice times and season details, please look for an email from your child's coach in the next few days. Thank you for your trust and for allowing us to serve your family. And now back to Father Scott.
Thank you, Coach Palomo. To our student athletes and to their families, especially our fall athletes in football and cheer, I'm sorry. I understand the value of athletics on a school campus, and I share with you in the disappointment that this news brings. It is simply a decision that is all about loving you, loving our neighbor, and doing our best to keep everyone safe. In closing, I also want to remind all our students and families that if you have any questions about the school year, we're here to help. From our deans of students to our wellness and student support team to all of our faculty and staff, we are available to answer any questions you have and to help you succeed and get involved this year. I look forward to sharing more details with you next week about the small group of students returning to campus on September 14th and beyond, and I can't wait to see as many of you here as possible on September 21st. Until next time, wear your mask, love your neighbor, be kind to each other, and stay safe, TMI. Go Panthers.